Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Ark Survival Evolved. This is another video for my Taming Dinosaurs series, and we're going to be moving on to the water creatures. And obviously for this you will need some sort of trap, and so this is why I'm on a raft. I'm going to show you how to build a all-around multi-purpose taming raft. So if you guys enjoy this video, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Now I'm going to build mine out of metal structures. However, I recommend that when you first start out, you start using the thatch foundations and wood structures, because we will need to lower some foundations. So we're going to start with the foundations, and in order to lower the foundations, we also need some pillars and foundations. Now I'm going to try and do this quick because there is a 30-second timer before I can pick it back up. Hopefully I will be able to do that, but it can be derpy at times. So we want to start off the center. I have removed the mast, as you can see. So I want to center my first foundation with that little hole where the sails were. So I'm going to try and kind of align it as perfect as possible. Now you see that protrusion. Basically we want the base of the foundation to be there, otherwise we won't be able to place the foundations that we want in the shape and pattern that we want. So you want to have it kind of like this. So you want it on that lip over there. We're going to put a pillar in the center of that foundation. As you can see, the second foundation has lowered up, and we'll remove the pillar and the original foundation. We'll then place another pillar in the center of the remaining foundation, place another foundation which should lower when it snaps to the original foundation. So that's the way it works. We're going to do this a couple of times until the foundations are lowered sufficient, and we'll know that they are sufficiently lowered because we won't see them. They'll be lower than the top of the raft, if you will. So you'll see exactly what I mean once we get to that point. Quickly pick these up before the timer expires. 13 seconds on that one. That's good enough. And we just keep doing this. As you can see, the foundation keeps lowering more and more. Now we do this because we want to have access to the rudder. That is how we're going to drive our raft around. And obviously from the foundations we will then build a taming pen. There we go. So it's now underneath the raft. This should allow us access to the rudder, and we can also build on top of it. So we're going to go underneath the water right here. I am using God mode and infinite stats, so I can show you this without having to struggle for oxygen. We're going to do a H-like pattern underneath it with the metal foundations. Now, because the raft is covered in foundations, it should give the raft some protection. There we go. I've got some more parts right here. We'll finish off the foundation part of the trap. So as you can see, the foundations have been aligned in an H-like shape. We'll need some ceilings for this now. We'll need some walls as well. So let's have a look. We're going to move to the front of it. We'll have two entry points. Oh, hold on a second. I did a mistake there. Let's put those. So we're going to slightly extend the front of the raft. We do have a limitation as to how many things we can place on them, and we want that gap at the front. That will be our little hole in which we will jump back into the trap once it has been completed. I'm going to go with 5 walls down. We only need 4, but we'll go 5 first because that is what will allow us to place the ceiling. So 5 walls down on the, or in between the 4th and 5th wall, we'll place the ceiling, then remove the 5th wall. So that should allow us to then pretty much set up the box in which we will kite things in. I'm going to go with 2 wide, and that is the perfect width. We should be able to fit in here megalodons, mantas, ichthyes, and all sorts of things in here. Now obviously medium to small creatures, but it will come in handy. We're going to go 3 long, and then we're going to build it back up. So that's pretty much the size of the trap. This is what the trap itself will be. You can use a gate. Just bear in mind that if you put a gate, megalodons cannot fit through the gate. We'll link it back up here, and then from this point forth we're just going to enclose the trap. Because of the foundations, we can only go 3 tall, but that's fine because that saves us a lot of pieces. Do bear in mind that there is a limitation with regards to how many parts you can put on the raft. We do also want to have a refrigerator and a generator as well as a storage box, so we will need that. And eventually you'll also want to have a bed. So that's quite important as well. In case things go wrong and you end up dying, you'll be able to spawn back on your raft. So I shall get some more walls. We don't need any more of those foundations. Gonna have to find the walls. There they are. I'll pick up some of these. I will also show you how to build a little entrance into the raft. Why we built the foundations on the raft in an H-like shape. So quickly go back to the raft with my new pieces. I'm going to close this off, and that's pretty much what we have to do. It's going to be a box. You can use windows if you want, but I just go for walls. I prefer it that way. With this, we'll go all the way up, so that's 4 walls up there. That will kind of sort of complicate the getting back on the raft from the inside of, or from the outside of the raft, but we've got a fix for that as well, because we'll put a ramp. So that is it. This is the cage. Now what I'll do, generally speaking, so this is to protect the raft, we'll put a ceiling here, and we want 2 door frames. This will allow us to get in but keep creatures out and protect the sensitive part of the raft. So we should be able to do this when we are in the trap and just kind of just mount the raft, if you will. It also allows us access to the raft, and from here we can get back into the taming cage should we need it, just through that hole. We can also knock things out and tranquilize things from that hole as well, so that's also a firing pit. You can put, like I said, dinosaur gateways on the front of it if you're going to tame something along the lines of a manta, a eel, small creatures in general. And by building the trap 2 by 3, we should be able to fit a megalodon in there quite easily. I think it's 2 by 4 actually. So by building the trap that way, we should be able to fit a megalodon in, providing that there aren't any gates at the entrance of the trap. But it is easy to trap a megalodon with a single wall that we will place once we have whatever, megalodon we want to trap. Of course, I'll show you this in a separate video. And to get back on the raft from the outside, we will want a ramp. And normally I will place the ramp at the back of the raft where the rudder is. Quickly get rid of all the stuff that I don't need. So these are all leftover pieces. You don't need that many pieces, and you'll see at the end of this video you can and should be able to place a generator, a bed, a refrigerator, and at least 1 storage box down on the raft. So when you have something in here, you just pretty much close it up like that from the inside, enough to trap whatever is in there. And then obviously if you're on the outside, you're gonna have a bit of an issue getting back on. So to sort that problem out, what I like to do is I'll place a ramp right here where the rudder is. That also gives that rudder that extra bit of protection, and I can just climb on top of the raft quite easily if I'm outside of the raft. That's pretty much it. This is what the trap looks like. I'm going to remove the walls. I only leave a lip at the top with 2 walls. That's pretty much it. A megalodon should be able to fit in. And as you saw there, that hole will help us get back into the trap. We close this end off. If you're not doing megalodons, if you're not taming megalodons and you're trying to do mantas, then you can have a gate at the front. That's pretty much it for this raft, folks. This is the raft that I'm going to be using in the next couple of videos to show you how to tame the water creatures. And at the end of this video, I'll be showing you where I like to place all of my utilities, such as the refrigerator, generator, and storage box here on this raft, so you can see that you can place them. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. And of course, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.